What's up everybody, welcome to Top 10 Character Moments. Today we're breaking down my list for the top 10 best moments of everyone's favorite non-bender from Team Avatar, Sokka. Been a minute since we've done a top 10 video on a character from the Avatar universe, so I'm really excited for this one. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, and if you already have, tell your friends, family, neighbors, let them know that this channel's the place to be. And then tell them to go over to my other YouTube channel called Sector for Nerds, link in the description below, and subscribe there as well. Alright you guys, let's get into a few honorable mentions before cracking the top 10, shall we? First up, giving credit to his sister. After Katara and Toph get into a heated fight, Sokka chats with Toph about his sister. And why I like this is because it's not often we see Sokka praise his sister, but this was one of those different occasions. He talks about how she had so much strength and that she filled the void that was left by their mother. Every time he tries to picture his mother, all he can see is Katara. I'm not crying, you are. Next up, waiting in the tent for Suki. This was just funny. Zuko bumps into Suki on his way to Sokka's tent, and then once he enters, Sokka thinks it's her. I don't even want to know what was gonna happen next. Wait a minute, how old are these kids again? Next up, discovering the eclipse. Remember that one episode where they go to that creepy library? Well, during that time, Sokka discovers that an eclipse will soon arrive, and when it does, it will neutralize the firebenders of their bending. This helps set up the invasion arc, which is something that's built to for the majority of Book 2 and half of Book 3. And finally, training in the ways of the Kyoshi warriors. Back in the days when all Sokka ever did was be an absolute idiot, Suki knocks his ego down a couple notches and humbles him. She trains him in her ways and while falling in love with him too. I do like their final words to each other before they part, where Sokka says, "I treated you like a girl when I should have treated you like a warrior." And Suki's just like,
I am a warrior. But I'm a girl, too.
Alright you guys, let's get into the top 10 list itself. You guys ready? Here we go. At number 10, spending time with Princess Yue. Well, my man isn't a bender, he's a frickin' player. He meets Suki, she falls in love with him. He meets Yue, she falls in love with him. The ladies can't get enough of this guy. Sokka and Yue's story during the Siege of the North arc was really good. She wants to be with Sokka, but she's already engaged. Plot twist, but it's not to someone she loves, it's an arranged marriage. Unfortunately, Yue sacrifices herself to save the moon spirit after Admiral Zhao ruthlessly murders it. But what I love so much about this scene is after she disappears Obi-Wan Kenobi style, she turns into a force ghost, I mean spirit, and tells Sokka she'll always be with him. And then she kissed him and faded away. I wonder what that's like, just lip-locking a spirit. She did him dirty though, she disappeared while the kiss was still going, like she couldn't have waited until after she stuck her tongue down his throat. At number 9, using a war balloon to take out the Fire Nation. As long as we have the skies, we'll have the Fire Nation on the run. Words said right before going into battle with some of the Earth Kingdom refugees at the Northern Air Temple. But I like this scene because it shows off Sokka's intelligence and why sometimes you don't necessarily need bending to take out the enemy. At number 8, his conversation with Suki in the Serpent's Past episode. He's back at it again, my friends. In all seriousness though, this was a very touching scene. Sokka becomes very overprotective of her and she calls it out. Sokka tells her that he lost someone close to him at the North Pole and that he doesn't want that to ever happen again. I love when they're about to kiss and you see the moon in the background kind of like in between them, and that's where Sokka backs away because he feels so much guilt. But then he's also super sad because he really likes Suki, and my poor dude has so many emotions running through him right now. It goes from very touching to very sad, and it's great. Story-wise, I mean. At number 7, kissing Suki. I do want to say real quickly that I like Sokka and Suki together more than Sokka and Yue, but that's not to say I didn't like that relationship. So after that night where they were talking and saying things, Suki just got carried away, and before she knew it, bam, Sokka kisses her. And then they both go in hard for the second one after Sokka says, "You talk too much."
You talk too much.
One more thing about these two lovebirds. I think we should all strive in life to find someone that looks at us the way Suki looks at Sokka, and the way she constantly blushes over him. She's completely head over heels for him. At number 6, helping Zuko fight Azula. Sokka had my favorite Zuko life-changing adventure in this show. During their escape from the Boiling Rock, Sokka, Zuko, and Suki face off against Azula and her friend Ty Lee. While the Kyoshi warrior takes on the Chi blocker, Sokka helps a brother take on her sister, and it was rather effective. The two worked well as a team and it was fun to watch. At number 5, Cactus juice. Okay, I had to put this one on here because it's the freaking cactus juice. Look, when you're trapped in the desert with no end in sight, you're just gonna drink whatever, and my man took the juiciest of the juices, the quenchiest of the juices. It helped him see things like Toph on fire, circle birds, and my favorite, the giant mushroom.
It's a giant mushroom. Friendly mushroom! Mushy giant friend.
At number 4, taking down Combustion Man with his boomerang. I put this on here because while Sokka doesn't have any bending powers, he's quite skilled with his boomerang. When all hope seems lost for our heroes at the Western Air Temple, Sokka pulls out his boomerang and says, "Hold my beer." Not really, but you get the idea. He has like the greatest boomerang throw of all time and wipes out Combustion Man. Who would have thought that Sokka, of all people, would have been able to take down such a powerful foe? With people like Aang, Katara, Toph, and Zuko there, you'd think it'd be one of them. Nope. Good job, buddy. At number 3, saving an entire village. This is probably Sokka's most honorable accomplishment. Knowing that Jet couldn't be trusted after learning his true intentions, Sokka travels to a village full of innocent Fire Nation people to warn them of an imminent attack. At first they didn't believe him, but one man who Jet attacked earlier on vouched for Sokka, so they were able to get everyone out in time. Sometimes Sokka's instincts are right. I also like the final line Sokka delivered to Jet in this episode, which is basically, "You became the traitor when you stopped protecting innocent people." At number 2, taking down Fire Nation ships. Everyone had their part to play in the final battle against Fire Lord Ozai, including Sokka. He went with Suki and Toph to hijack a Fire Nation airship and use it to take down the rest of their ships. Shout out to our guy for constantly looking after Toph in this battle. What a true friend Sokka is. This battle wasn't easy. He lost his prized boomerang and space sword, and to be honest, there were several moments during those scenes where I thought one of them might be lost too, but in the end, Suki came in clutch to take down the final airship. All 3 of them did what they could to help out in the final battle, and it paid off. And finally, at number 1 for my favorite Sokka moment, being trained by Piandao. This comes after Sokka opens up to the gang about feeling useless since he's the only one without bending powers. He then goes to a swordsman within the Fire Nation and trains with him. Now, to give Piandao credit, he knew from the start that Sokka was Water Tribe, but trained him anyway because the way of the sword doesn't belong to just one nation. That's good stuff right there. And I love how he knew Aang was there even while blind. He's like, "Yeah, I think I'm a little old to be fighting the Avatar."
I think I'm a little old to be fighting the Avatar.
Sokka demonstrates his skills as a warrior well, using his youth speed, getting the high ground, taking advantage of the terrain. He was doing everything right. And even though he lost in the end, Sokka was able to impress his master and get assurance that if he follows this path, the student will become better than the master. So there you have it, guys. That's my list for the top 10 best Sokka moments. If you like this video, then you'll probably like the rest of my Avatar top 10 character moments videos, so make sure to check out my playlist. Be sure to stay tuned every Friday for my latest top 10 video. Next week, I'll be breaking down my picks for the best moments of the 11-year-old boy known as Johnny Test. Thank you all for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.